Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find the information for that in the Buy Me a Coffee link. My Instagram and my TikTok all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be doing this general reading for you today with two decks. The first one, the What We've Forgotten Oracle deck, and the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you, Spirit. 3 cards. That's a lot. That's a lot, Virgo. But we're going to take them. Let me just turn on my little light here. 3 cards. Let's start with the first one. Number 30, which reduces to a 3. The Empress card of the Major Arcana. Divine Feminine, Master Attractor. And the card is Ancient Wisdom. So very shamanistic feeling from this. Elders, stories being passed down. Wives' tales is what Spirit just said. Spirit just said wives' tales, old wives' tales. It's funny when you say something, it's like, oh, that's an old wives' tale. Kind of like one of these statements where it's like, oh, you know, people say that XYZ happens when you do XYZ. It's not necessarily that it's the truth, but it more suggests something that has been learned over time. You know, it's almost like farmer's almanac information. Like everyone knows if you put a little baking soda and you put a little vinegar on the bottom of a pan, it will clean the pan right off, right? Like it's one of these things where it's like almost, it's not even necessarily common sense, but it's just the tricks and trades of being a human being that have been passed down over generations. And for some reason that's coming up with this card. The second card you got was number 39, which reduces to a 12. The Hanged Man energy of the Major Arcana, Virgo, and Pisces energy. Virgo showed up in your own reading. The card is Vibration. This card has come out a fair few times in this series, talking about alignment. When we align our vibration with the thing that we are manifesting, then that thing approaches us even more quickly. And we are in alignment. When we are in alignment with ourselves, because Spirit's just showing me the chakras and like a Kundalini awakening, when we are in alignment with our own selfhood. It's like we literally emit a vibration. They're also showing me an image of a video that I saw. It's kind of, I don't know, if you start to watch certain videos about esoteric things on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, excuse me, the algorithm will show it to you more often. And so I'm seeing this video of a frog or like a toad in the water, and it's just emitting its own toad vibration, and you can see the ripples of the water coming forth from his body. It's pretty amazing, and it's happening with us all the time. You just might not be able to see it, but if you think about it, you can see the result of your vibration in your environment, in your physical environment, in the people you surround yourself with, in the conversations that are happening around you, in how people are putting you down or elevating you. It's all about, it all starts with you. Number 25, which reduces to a 7, the Chariot card, Cancer energy, in the Major Arcana, Transfiguration. So this kind of idea that we turn something from one state, this object, from one state into another state. Transmutation, transfiguration, reconfiguring something. I feel like this is you reconfiguring a goal, wish, or dream that you've had. You are editing your cosmic order. It's like there's something that you thought you wanted and maybe you've gotten a taste of it and it's not something you're interested in anymore, and that's fine. We have the right to change our mind. But when we change our mind, then kind of Spirit has to put in our order again in order to bring it to us. But that's okay, right? If you have a right to change your mind, it's at least you are trying to decide on something and look forward to something. Some people just don't even bother. They just kind of live their daily lives without being conscious of their own heart. That's definitely not what we're trying to do here today. We're trying to illuminate not just messages from Spirit and your spirit guides, but also prompt things within you to have you bring up all of these issues within yourself. What is it that you want? What is it that you've been taught? How are you putting energy out into the world? How are you caring for yourself, right? It's all wrapped up in these 3 cards. So I'm going to pull tarot now. 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. Past, present, future. And at the end, I will pull advice from Spirit. Oy. One more. Cards got very sloppy at the end. Very, very sloppy. One more, please, Spirit. Just one, please. Thank you. Okay. 6 cards are out. Past energy. Number 16, Major Arcana, corresponds to the Tower card, Aries and Scorpio energy. The location says the Castleton Tower. I'm not sure where that is. I do believe it's probably in the United States. Castleton Tower. Major Arcanas are the first 22 cards of the tarot deck. 0 starts the Fool's journey, and ends at the World. Chapters closing, new chapters opening. But along the way, we meet the Tower. The Tower is this part of experience where we've perhaps hit a roadblock, or we keep repeating cycles that are not useful to us or productive. We're stuck. We're set in our ways, and we're not growing. And you see signs along the way. There are red flags that Spirit kind of puts out here and there. Sometimes we can see those red flags, and sometimes we can see them and don't heed the warning. And it's when we don't heed the warning that a Tower energy comes in, and Spirit has to shake things up in your life, provide you with some shock, some surprise, kind of lovingly kick you on your butt. That's what the Tower energy is. You can see here with this, these bolts of lightning. Something in your past has crumbled. And looking at it in hindsight, you kind of knew that it had to happen. It was unpleasant at the time. It's always unpleasant, but it's always for our best and highest good. It's clarified here by the 7 of Blades, or the 7 of Swords. These mountain goats traversing the rocky terrain of the cliff sides. I like to make fun of this card because if you've ever seen a mountain goat climb the side of a mountain, they defy physics. I don't know how they're doing that. I've seen mountain goats climb rock faces that are like at near 90-degree angles. You know, they just have this sliver of rock to put their hoof on. They don't fall. It's their instinct, it's their nature to climb. It's like against the odds. But the card itself, 7 of Swords, 7 of Blades, it's trickster energy, a little tricky, a little divisive. That wasn't what I wanted. That's Spirit's word, divisive. Opportunistic to one's advantage. Oh, Spirit's giving me those phrases. So basically what this is telling me, it's like the end is nigh, right? The end is near. In the past energy, you saw the Tower coming. Why? Because you're Virgo. You already know the plot 5 minutes into the movie. You knew this ending was coming. And you skedaddled out of there with the shirt on your back and everything else that you needed to survive. And you skedaddled out of there with a lot of subtlety, not a lot of fanfare, no big parties, no big declarations. So if you left a relationship or a job or whatever, situationship, you did not have to have the last word or the last laugh. I mean, maybe you had the last laugh silently to yourself, but you didn't have to have the last word. Lots of times people need to have the last word. They need to feel right. This energy makes me feel like you didn't need any of that at all, but you still made your getaway. I feel like it worked in your favor, even if it shook things up in your world quite significantly. What did I tell you? 8 of Vessels is the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is the walking away energy. Walking away from 8 full cups, because one knows, and I'm going to show you in one moment, that there's a 9 of Cups and a 10 of Cups. Ooh, Virgo. To be a Virgo right now. Beautiful thing. Right. You can see here they look like they're packing up for the day. They've gone out onto the water and had their nice time, but now it's time to leave. This is still your past energy, clarifying the Tower and the 7 of Blades. It's been a wild ride. We've had our fun. It's time to leave now. In the present energy, like I just showed you, the 9 and the 10 of Vessels, 9 and 10 of Cups. That's 8, 9, 10. All these cards here. And you got 3 cards in succession. That does not happen as often as you would think when you read tarot. What does that show? The succession shows progression. 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups, this is wish fulfillment, blissfulness, confidence, being surrounded by people that love you, being generous with others, self-care, abundance. That's all of this, all of it wrapped up in this energy. There's a little bit of lazy river. Makes me think of a place in Orlando that I've never been, but that has a lazy river. So maybe you are from Orlando or from Florida. Been thinking of that lazy river. I see these birds. I'm not sure if they're herons or some version of herons, as well as like little, I don't know if those are otters or seals or what they are, but it's almost like the animals are coming to meet you, to greet you. It's very important. You could notice that animals on the street, like other people's pets or whatever, are gravitating towards you. You could notice that children are gravitating towards you. Why? Because of this. It's this, because you're in this space of peace and calm within yourself. You've learned something. It's like you've heeded the words of the shaman. The shaman illuminated something for you, and you weren't sleeping on it. You weren't quiet to it. You took what the shaman had, and you made it your own. And now it's like this beautiful inner power, not power over others, an inner power that you use to guide you. 9 of vessels, 10 of vessels, 9 and 10 of cups. Let's get a clarifier. What's this all about? 10 of stones in the reverse, 10 of pentacles in reverse. 10 of pentacles is usually a really nice card. It's a card of abundance. Pentacles, stones, it's the earth energy. It's your energy. And it usually talks about material world abundance. All of our ducks in a row, but the card is in reverse. Not to say that you're not abundant, but it's almost like telling me that whereas you may have had a focus on the material world in the past, it's what comes naturally to you. What you're choosing to focus on right now in the present moment are your feelings. Spending quality time with people. Taking time out to enjoy the view. To witness the miracles. The everyday miracles. Not just the miraculous, but the everyday miracles. So it's less of a focus on the things. It's almost like, you know, when I said that you sent back your cosmic order, that the things you may have wanted before, right? The things that you may have valued before with the 10 of Pentacles. It's adjusting. It's adjusting as you get older. What you care about becomes more refined. How you care for yourself becomes more refined. I'm going to give you an example. So, just personally, I am trying to lose weight. Not because there's something wrong with me. I mean, like I can stand to lose weight. No one told me that I had to. But I just want to feel better. And I used to be slimmer, and when I took a new job, I gained a lot of weight, right? So I'm just trying to take care of myself, and like I don't really know what that looks like, because I love to eat, and I love sweets, and I love all of these things that are bad for me. But when you do work like this, when you're channeling messages from spirit, like your body is a temple, and the more toxified it is, the more difficult it is to channel messages. So right before I start readings, I don't eat a big meal, or else I'll just fall asleep in front of the camera, right? Like I can't, I try not to eat a big meal before I read, because I want to be focused. So lately, I'm like, okay, I don't really like exercising. I mean, I walk a lot, but I don't really like exercising too much. And so what can I do? So I can start eating better. So I started eating more vegetables, like a lot, like making 3/4 of my plate vegetables instead of like one piece, right? So I was at the store yesterday and I wanted something crunchy on my salads. And I saw this kind of gluten-free, vegan, they're like seed crackers. There's a gluten-free, so there's no, they're made out of seeds and like corn, I don't know, cornmeal, I'm not sure what, it's all organic. It literally looks like bird food. It literally looks like the kind of food that I would make fun of other people for eating. And I bought it because I was like, it looks good though. And I was crunching into it yesterday like nobody's business. I was like, this is delicious. And then I realized something. It's that I've changed, that my palate has changed, that what my body needs has changed. And so spirit allows that side to come out of me where something like seed crackers would taste delicious, whereas before it would have been this dry, stale feeling nothingness. Now it's sustenance. It feels like fuel for my body, right? So that's just an example of something where you were one way before, and maybe a part of your identity was wrapped up in that. You know, I'm a meat eater and I love to eat steak and potatoes and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's how I was my whole life. And now I'm just like, the taste for it has left me. And there's something here with the material world. It's not to say that you don't want a certain amount of abundance and wealth, of course. But the drive, your taste for it is evolving, is changing. What fulfills you is different than what it was before. In the future potential, you have 2 pages. The page of sticks, or the page of wands in the reverse. And the page of stones, or the page of pentacles in the upright. Pages are beginner's mind energy. So in the tarot, you've got the major arcana and the 4 suits. In a typical tarot deck, it's air, fire, earth, and water, right? Swords, wands, pentacles, cups. Ace to 10, page, knight, queen, king. Pages are beginner's mind energy. They're part of the court cards, the royalty of the suits. But it's small. It's first steps, first forays into something. In the future potential, you are you're still harnessing your practical mind with the page of stones. There's still something here where you're very comfortable, grounded, strategic, right? Because in this depiction, we see the camp host. So this is somebody who's kind of the person in charge. So I see you kind of still operating in a space of leadership and taking charge, but you're not taking on too much responsibility in the future potential. Not any more than what you already have on your plate. You may be in charge of a lot of things, but you're not taking on anything too ambitious with the Page of Sticks or the Page of Wands in the reverse. You're not concerned with that right now. I think because you're just focused on your happiness. And the more responsibility, external responsibility we take on, like if we take on like 5 projects at work, it doesn't leave time for work-life balance if we're just constantly accepting more and more and more things. So you're kind of just hanging back a little bit in the future potential. What did it... First of all, amazing. Amazing. To clarify these energies and what I just said, the number 9, the Hermit card of the Major Arcana, Virgo energy. Virgo, you showed up in your own reading. I said you're hanging back a little bit. You're hanging back a lot. You're in your little cabin. The Hermit, you're in your little cabin, looking out the window, admiring the view, admiring what you've built. The Hermit energy is somebody who retreats within, kind of steps away from society to explore the inner landscape, the inner realms, the emotional realms, the traumatic realms, all with the intention of healing. It's quiet. It's beautiful. Yeah, you're just chilling out in the future potential. What is the advice from Spirit for Virgo, please? Three of Stones in the reverse, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. 3 of Pentacles talks about collaboration and co-creation. You're a little bit of a loner at this time, and Spirit is acknowledging that. Continue to explore your individuality. Explore the kind of new person you're evolving into, which is not to say there's anything wrong with the other person, but you're exploring the emotional depths, your emotional depths. The more you explore it, the more empathetic you will be, and the greater the reward in the rest of your life, right? The more empathetic we can be towards others, the better our situations will be in the everyday, right? Like, we'll be better leaders, we'll be better spouses, we'll be better friends, better siblings, better children, better neighbors. You're figuring all that out right now. That's your reading, Virgo. That was really beautiful. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.